Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. Welcome you to this week's edition of the WWE Raw Recap Show. Sorry, a little late this week. Doing this on a Wednesday. Had some technical difficulties. That's what you get when you're on a small budget. But anyway, yes, I am on location as well. This week's Raw was a build up to this Saturday night's main event. Also, we started doing a little build up to Money in the Bank Premium Live event. Got two more qualifiers on this one. Unfortunately, had a bad looking injury happen too on this week's Raw, but more on that later. Before I get started, hey, if you're digging this, click that thumbs up button. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about this week's Raw. Are you looking forward to Saturday night's main event? Who do you think the other qualifiers might be for the Money in the Bank men's and women's side? Leave it all in the comments, or just be friendly, say hello. That is appreciated as well. And one of the main things that helps this channel out is you clicking that subscribe button. Yes, be a champ. Click that subscribe button along with that notification bell. That way you'll know when my new content comes out every week. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media. Don't have the bar on in front of me because that gets snafu sometimes. But yeah, check me out, Ronald Ray on Facebook. Do a Facebook Live and YouTube streaming live shows on Thursday night and Friday night. So check those out. Now with all that out of the way, let's freaking go. First thing that happened on Raw this week is we had a little segment featuring Logan Paul. Logan Paul talking about how he was made to be the champion and discuss some of the reasons he's going to defeat Jey Uso. One of those reasons is that Jey Uso's got other things he's involved in, so he's overlooking Logan Paul a little bit. And the usual, Jey Uso's not made to be the champion, not able to handle the heat of being champion quite yet. And comes Gunther. Him and Gunther talking in the ring for a little bit. Gunther said, "Hey, you're good at this you're entrepreneur, social media, celebrity, and all that." And Logan Paul answers back and say, "Yeah, see, you understand business." Gunther's like, "Hey, yeah, you could probably teach me some of this, social media thing." And Logan came back, was like, "Yeah, you understand business." And then Gunther finally responded and said, "Look, that's what it is to you. That's what that world title is to you, is business. To me, that title is personal." Gunther also said, "Hey, unlike Pat McAfee, I look at you and I can tell you have no heart at all. At least Pat McAfee had a heart, and you know how I treated him, a non-wrestler, in a match. So imagine how with the beating I'm going to give you if we fight, if you defeat Jey Uso." Kind of leaves it at that. He walks out up the aisle. As he's doing that, Jey Uso kind of sneaks up behind Logan Paul, delivers a super kick, and starts celebrating. First match of the night is AJ Styles and Penta going against Judgment Day, Finn Balor, and JD McDonough with Carlito. Only Carlito. They made sure they pointed that out. Only Carlito was there. No Dominic Mysterio. Not even Roxanne Perez was out there. But they kind of had a little kind of explanation for that later on. But anyway, so they go at it. AJ and Penta going at it pretty good. Had everything going their way until Carlito got involved. They work on Penta. Then finally AJ Styles gets the tag. He comes in. Man, almost looks like he was trying to dial that clock back 10 years. Looked pretty good. Hitting all the spots pretty solidly. A little bit stumble when you went for that flip into a reverse DDT on the floor, but it recovered. That hardly ever gets pulled up as smoothly, but it was definitely smooth. Everything worked pretty smoothly. Carlito would get involved again. They would work on AJ Styles until get a double tag in here. We got Penta and JD McDonough going at it. JD hit him with a standing Spanish fly. Then tags Finn Balor. They go at it. Then JD tries to bring in a chair. This distracts the referee as Penta was going to the top rope. Carlito gets involved again, but AJ takes him out. Then JD takes AJ out with a suicide dive. Then Penta hits a Canadian or the Mexican destroyer on JD McDonough. At this time, Finn Balor has the referee distracted as El Grande Americano would give Penta a headbutt from the behind as he was, standing there in the front row. Finn Balor throws Penta back in, hits the coup de grace, giving the Judgment Day the win. So looks like we might be getting a Penta versus El Grande Americano match pretty soon. After that, we get a women's Money in the Bank qualifying match here. Okay match. This was Becky Lynch versus Natalya versus Roxanne Perez. They did a good job of making Roxanne look good. A lot of exchange of submission holds to begin things with. Everybody kind of got their stuff in. Double suicide dive on both Lynch and Natalya by Perez. Like I said, they did a pretty good job of making her look good. Natalya looked pretty decent in this match. She got some of her stuff in. Got the sharpshooter in. At one time, even had a double sharpshooter in. Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch will break the sharpshooter here, and that's when Laura Valkyria came out, took out Becky Lynch. This left Perez along with Natalya. Perez will hit the pop rocks and the ring on Natalya to get the win. So the new girl, Roxanne Perez, she is now 100% on the main roster now on the Raw side of things, and now she's qualified for the Money in the Bank match coming a couple Saturdays from now. Alright, next up we have Sheamus versus Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller not too happy with this one here. Sheamus pretty much had things in hand, and Waller got back into the match after pushing Sheamus into the post as he had a headlock on him. Waller would work on Sheamus for a while. Then Waller came back, Sheamus came back. Kind of like a pretty much Hulk back, as Grayson Waller was pounding on him a little bit. Then he did like I said, the Hulk Hogan hulking up no sell thing, saying pretty much like, look, dude, I've taken chops from Gunther. Your chops ain't bothering me, buddy. So Sheamus mounted a little bit of comeback there. Then Waller gets back in it. Then Sheamus, he wants to fight back into it. Waller like, look, I'm done with this. After he was about to be a victim of the 10 beats of the barrel, and Waller's like, no, I'm through. That's when Austin Theory stood in front of him and said, look, bro, no, come on, you can't give up now. You gotta go in there and finish this thing. Don't back away. Sheamus would grab Waller, hit the 10 beats of the barrel on Grayson Waller. Theory pretty much this whole match when Grayson Waller was getting his butt kicked, Theory was grinning a little bit, laughing a little bit. But yeah, Sheamus would hit the 10 beats of the barrel, then hit the bro kick for the win. All right. Here's our second qualifier match of the night for the women's side of the Money in the Bank. It's a triple threat match. The big story here is Zoe Stark would go for that picture perfect most of the time, 100%, or I guess now 99% of the time. That springboard missile drop kick. But I don't know if Sane was kind of out of place or whatever. Only thing I heard was, Sane, and that's when she turned around and too late. Stark went down, and man, that was like I said, nasty looking injury to her knee there. Went got an MRI, and do believe they've already done surgery on that knee, trying to get her back into it. But this left, this left Mommy, Rhea Ripley, and Kairi Sane all alone in this match. Of course, Rhea Ripley controlled most of it. Sane would mount a comeback, go for that insane elbow, but got nothing but Rhea Ripley's feet. Rhea Ripley will hit her with a headbutt, sets up for the Riptide, and Rhea Ripley wins, qualifying in the Money in the Bank match. Not sure if it was supposed to have been Rhea winning. If it was, I pretty much understand it. I mean, you got a big pay-per-view. Rhea Ripley's the top star, so therefore you want your top star to be on your premium live event, right? That's that's my take on it. Anyway, this brings us to the main event of the night. There was a little backstage segment. Had Roxanne, Finn Balor shows up with Roxanne Perez and say, "Hey, I thought I'll bring Roxanne back here. Dom, you got Carlito and myself to watch your back. So why not have Perez come in and watch?" She can watch Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez is back. And Raquel, she's kind of like, no, I can watch my own back and Liv Morgan's back, yada, yada, yada. No, she's not a member yet, just kind of showing her. So that kind of would explain you don't have Raquel Rodriguez down there and just a man watching the man's back, women watching the women's back. So that sort of makes sense there. Anyway, this brings us to the main event. It is, no pun intended, main event. Jey Uso going up against Braun Strowman. Another decent match here. It ended up with Uso knocks Breakker off, and Breakker then hits his running Frankensteiner and covers Uso for the 2 count. Breakker would go for another running spear, but gets hit by a super kick. Breakker will leave the ring, get a chair, but Uso intercepts, super kicks Breakker out of the ring. Then Uso goes for a suicide dive. Heyman grabs Uso's foot. Uso goes after Heyman. Seth Rollins comes out from nowhere from behind, hits Jey Uso, calling for the bell. So it's Breakker and Rollins attacking Jey Uso. Out comes Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn kind of stands on the apron staring at Rollins and Breakker, but cue the music. Here comes CM Punk. Punk and Zayn start throwing hands with Breakker and Rollins. Uso gets back in it. At the end, Uso gets his belt, and Logan Paul runs in and knocks Uso out again for the 4th time, and that's how the show ends. So a lot of build up to like I said, Saturday night's main event. Of course, Saturday night's main event is going to feature Logan Paul versus Jay Uso. Should be a decent match. Again, not putting a whole lot of stake in this. Actually, it's going to be basically a kind of a mixture of Raw and SmackDown on Saturday night. So I don't think anything too big is going to happen there. No huge title changes or anything like that. But anyway, that does it for this week's WWE Raw Recap show. Hope you folks enjoy. Hope you all have a good one. Take it easy. And until next time,